Yes, yes, we are here again on another Sunday to bring you all in to give you all a little bit more about the fully charged experience.
This Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Oh,
Ooh, I know the days go quickety, quickety, clickety, clickety by for all of us, you all. But the key here is today on this fully charged experience. If you all saw the title, the comment is dangers of running an idle. So, we are referring to ourselves as a vehicle to get out there fully charged, get our battery fully charged, not a temporary jump, but a full charge so that we can actually get to the destination that we desire and do it according to the vision that God has given us. So this year we are starting early. We're ending how we want to begin our new year in 2023. So it's getting in and getting the work done within ourselves, writing the vision, finding out what our destination is, and all of the little stopping points in between. But the thing is about the maintenance so that we're not wasting energy. And a lot of us waste a lot of energy because we don't have a plan. We don't have anything laid out, and then we are not prepared for when life throws us the bumps and the bruises. Sometimes we go over a hump and it, disconnects the cables, and we're riding, not fully connected or fully aware or observant of things that are going on. But come on, let's jump in. We're not going to be here a long time today. Yeah, we're going to jump in, and we're going to have a mini fully charged experience here. How about that?
mini fully charged.
Many fully charged experience here.
Mini or mini?
MINI, like a little mini one, a little bitty one, a little bitty one. So just a few little things. And so running idle and relating that to in your life. I don't know. I'm assuming everybody on here has a vehicle, has been in a vehicle, and had somebody just leave the car running either while you were sitting there. And hey, I'm guilty. The car used to be my favorite place. Hey, thank you for joining us here on the gram, whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, or even on the YouTube. Just give us a shout whether you're watching it in a live or a replay. Love for you to join us here virtually or either live here in Georgia, December 1st through 4th. But the key is, think about in your vehicle. Like I said, I was guilty. That was my place of, I say, get away before going in the house. I used to sit in the car at least 30, 40 minutes. And more than likely, you're not sitting out there with the car not being on. You have it running and idle. You ever sit in the car and let it just run? While you're thinking you're doing, oh, I know you don't, because you know it's bad for the car. Asking a mechanic, are they doing bad stuff? It's like a dumb thing to do because they know, they tell you all the time, why do you do that? Okay, so in our lives, a lot of us are running in idle. We're sitting in our comfortable places. How about that? We gather in our car. That's our recluse. We have gathered in our comfortable places, and we have not challenged ourselves to get out of those comfortable places. But the only thing is those comfortable places are causing us to use up so much of our energy. Hey, Dr. Telleroto, thank you for jumping in. It's causing us really to use up so much of our energy in an unproductive way. So jumping out of this comfort zone is creating movement. So babe, give us all those things you can give it to us in the mechanical world, and then you can relate it to us in the physical world. As I told you about running idle, what are some of the dangers of running idle when you have your vehicle just in that mode with the AC on, the heat on, the radio on, all those things on?
The main focus point of running idle, you have to make sure all the maintenance is get on your vehicle and make sure you did a maintenance check on your vehicle. Now let's make it real simple. Checking the antifreeze, make sure the liquid in the radiator is not low when you run the car hot. Make sure the oil is up to the proper level.
So one of the dangers is the car is going to be running hot.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna take us the long way around to one point. One point is the car's gonna be running hot. So we got that one point, and we're gonna come back to that running hot. Come on.
Okay. Then the same thing in our human thing is we have to make sure we have a good, I'll make it real simple, a good breakfast in the morning time, because that can hold us, sustain us when we get running fast, because we running fast, the same thing as idle, just sitting there moving fast, trying to do everything that you want to do and get done. And some people do it in 8 hours, you try to do it in 3 hours, and you run out of breath. And I mean run out of breath, you get mentally tired. And so we have to prepare yourself for your day. Prepare yourself because you don't know what you're going to run into that day. And that's the thing, we get exhausted. We get up, put on our wear to get ready to go outdoors, then we're not prepared for going outside because we just get dressed and we go outside and we think we're prepared until we run into the hailstorm out there.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm understanding now, because you're talking about still moving and making movement. So idling, that's why it's like no movement. But see, you're talking about even in the space that you're making movement, but you are exhausting all of your energy because you hadn't prepared for your day.
Yes.
Okay, so one form of can happen like your car can run hot, but then also you are exhausting all of your energy because you're trying to do too much in a small span of space. So you're in this space trying to get all of this done, but you're really not being productive because you didn't give yourself enough, what you're talking about, hydration,
right,
fluids, energy to keep it going. So it's not just about our spiritual body, and it's definitely about our nutrition and our physical body, our mental body. What are you feeding yourself that morning so you can actually defeat all those little spiritual warfares that come to you? So that's what you're saying when you're taking that assessment and that maintenance when we run an idle. So when you're talking about idling, you're talking about just that busyness of idling. And then also, so the busy without productivity, idling. And then it's also the stagnation idling, when you're talking about, I'm doing the same thing every day and no new results. And y'all know, people call that insanity. Insanity when you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So some of us are in an insanity cycle. So we got to break the insanity cycle. We got to break the cycle of busy with no productivity. And then even when you were talking about that, it makes me think about that. We're talking about stagnation. We're talking about stuck. We're talking about even complacency. There is a level that you're supposed to be content with where God has you or your place right now. You're not always supposed to be disappointed with where you are. You're supposed to be content, but you're never supposed to, even in the contentment, become complacent. Complacent means I don't have any drive or any goals to get to the next place. I'm just happy in this situation forever. And what happens? Life changes around us, which forces us to actually do some maneuvering in that situation. Because the price of life goes up, and life revolves around us. And if we aren't observant and prepared for those things, we get caught outside.
Talk about this island.
Mm-hmm.
We got to sit on hip now.
I'm gonna hip you.
We hour all the time.
That's right. So idling is not necessarily bad.
Yeah, even though we don't want to hour, we're gonna get to a point. Yeah, all right. Let's say busy Atlanta. You get stuck in traffic. That's island right there. But we fight that though. We try to go through here. We don't want to island. We stop ourselves on island. We get into the emergency lane. We get into the anything to go around to get around the traffic.
Gotcha.
All right. But the main thing is we need to how I'm gonna say this. Please help me when I say this. A lot of folks don't know how to island unless they have some helpmate. When I mean by helpmate, I don't drink this, but a lot of individuals have to have some black coffee for the leave in the morning time. That helps them out real good. And they don't have that black coffee or Coca-Cola or something like that.
Roll rage.
Yeah, there you go. They won't be able to function. And see, that's another thing about island. So,
well, let's give them some tips in this idle space of things that they can really be doing, because waiting is necessary. There's going to be traffic always. There's going to be sometimes the detours, the dead ends, and sometimes it's just a comfort of sitting in the vehicle a little bit longer. Yeah, and then sometimes is we're in that place of just loving ourselves a little bit longer. But when we're taking that break from work or whatever the journey is, to have those few minutes to get ourselves back together. So idling is not necessarily bad. You just got to make sure that even in the idling, there's some productivity going on so that you aren't having road rage and snapping at the people that are around you, at your job, snapping at the people that you have a relationship with, your spouse and your kids, because this is going to exhaust you now and in the new year, where you cannot build those powerful relationships. So I'm gonna throw some things out to make sure. Of course, everybody says don't be anxious, don't stress, and those things. But the thing is, you have to have some tools in place to understand when stress and anxiety is coming. Because like I was talking about, you through downtown. your stress and anxiety is going to come if you're already pressured to be on time someplace. And I know people always say, well, leave early, plan to be someplace early, plan to be somewhere ahead of time. You know, in the world that we do, I always try to plan to be 30 minutes to an hour early. So that way, when I get somewhere and I'm idling, I'm already where I need to be. I'm already where I need to be. So I'm already in the mode of right now instead of rushing to get somewhere. And so as I said, plan to be early. Even sometimes when you're talking about planning, it might not be a physical destination, it might be a mental destination. Start getting your mind ready for something 30 minutes to an hour early. You know, my husband always tell me he hates surprises and things at the last minute. And that's what happens. You have not shifted to that next place because you're not prepared for the idling. You're not prepared for that part of your life. And so that's why I say, first thing is already start preparing yourself 30 minutes to an hour early so that you are present for the conversation at a meeting at work, present for the talk with your spouse, present at the place that you're supposed to be at that time. So if it's a mental or physical or spiritual, start preparing and getting there. You don't need to start preparing when you show up in that position. You should be there 30 minutes to an hour. And I'm talking about in your mind or in your presence. So that's my first tip to you. Be early, not just plan to be early. Do it, be in that place where you don't have to stress and rush, because there are so many things, and stressing and rushing causes the pressure on this vehicle. It really does. It strains us, because what happens is if you're already stressed and rushed and you see the lights come on your dashboard that say, oh my God, the car running hot. Oh my God, it looks like I'm getting ready to run out of gas. Oh my God, these things are happening. All you're saying is, but I gotta get to this place because I'm already running late. I gotta get to this place when I'm already really late.
You just get on me all the time. And I always thought you was
Cuckoo.
not paying me no attention. And then I come and talk to you and you say, babe, I'm trying to get focused. I'm trying to plan my day. I'm trying to get focused before I leave out the house. And that's a very important part. We need to get all out. We need to get out. We need to put the map out and lay it on the table. Get your routes planned out. And then nothing will distract you from where you're going. And then and being out, as my wife said, is a terrific thing. Because it doesn't matter if you're in a basketball game, so you're competing, and the coach seeing you getting exhausted, the plan is not working out, so he called timeout. So that was really, when you're in that traffic jam, that's called timeout. They give you a chance to focus and pull yourself back together. And say, oh wow, I'm missing something. I need to do something. Come on, I need. So you plan when you're in the traffic jam. You're out and you're planning. So just don't sit in your vehicle and get upset and try
Stress
to
about everything that's flashing around.
Your coach done call timeout, and you're sitting now. You're regrouping yourself and rethinking how you want to do this. Because somewhere or another, you left out that house and you left something in the house. And I'm not talking about material stuff. You left something mental in the house, and you can't go back to get it. So what you need to do now, you need to just when you get in that car, you start in traffic. Thank you, Jesus, for letting me be in this traffic, and now focus on what that needs to be done. So you're talking about island. Island's a terrific thing.
Oh, I like you. See, the thing that you said, be grateful for the times when you think you're stuck, you think you're stagnant. That waiting period when you just haven't arrived to that next destination yet. You know, that's good. The layover.
Oh yeah,
the layover. And a lot of us miss out on the journey because we're not grateful for the entire journey. We don't understand the value of the whole journey. So it's a preparation, it's a showing up early, but it's being grateful and understanding of the entire journey. This will keep you from wasting your energy. I mean, this is very important so that you're not wasting your energy, because we get so caught up in, I didn't reach this by 30, or I didn't get here by 40, or this is not 50, not 60, but the thing is, have you gained appreciation for each piece of the journey? The people you met, the connections that you have, the things that help you grow and evolve in yourself. So go through that grateful period. So it is very important on this journey that we get these things in place so we're not exhausting a whole lot of energy doing that.
I like that word. That's a very important word, live. Because that gives you a chance to rejuvenate. That word live is very important. That's because I didn't heard about the word layover until I started driving trucks. And when you don't run out of your 70 hours, you got 34 hours to lay over. You got to get rejuvenated because you're driving anything on 7 hours, you're gonna be tired, frustrated, and stuff gonna be happening. You ain't got no minutes, and plus the DOT offer to be your best friend and you find out you're working over 7 hours. So truck drivers don't want that noise. But anyway, that 34 hour layover, that's rejuvenating. You rejuvenating your whole entire system. So
when you talk about those big trucks, they stay in idle.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm saying. There are some dangers to running into idle. And I want y'all to make sure y'all, if you just jumping in, go back and hear some of those dangers, running hot, is definitely one. But the benefits of running idle. So let's get to the big trucks. And then when we're talking about the big trucks, a lot of us are hauling some very important things, some combustible things. We're hauling more than just ourselves. We're hauling other people to their destinations. So I'm talking to those people who got kids. Y'all hauling y'all kids because you're dealing with their destinations and where they need to be. So it's not just you. So it's something that we're working on because we have other people involved with us on this journey. So when we think about the big read, there's a lot of times you're going to be running an idle because you are delivering somebody else to something else. You have some other cargo besides just your own individual self. For the people who are out there are caregivers, but it's different people on a journey who are carrying other people on a journey. And if you have a ministry assignment, you're carrying other people and you're leading people on the journey. So all of us have a responsibility, and we've served as big rigs at some time. So baby, let's talk about why are those big rigs idle versus turning on and off.
One thing, just to make this real simple.
Keep it simple for us.
My number one thing, they're designed to run hours and hours. I learned that the hard way. That's you do damage cutting a big rig off and on like you do a car. It's completely different. The lifespan of a diesel engine is to let it run. But the thing with that, it's in order, you got to make sure, like we talked about, all the fluids and stuff is up to proper like it's supposed to be. You got to do that maintenance check on anything. We talking about vehicles in our separate as well, because as my wife get on to me all the time, you got to get proper rest. Because if you don't get proper rest, you ain't gonna be able to out. You just when you're sitting in one spot, you fall over and start going to sleep. So you have to make sure you get the proper rest. That's the 95% of our energy. That's my wife's energy, because she had to get at least 8, 9, 10 hours. But she's I ain't go that way, but she needs 8, 9 hours sleep. But anyway,
so I can be beautiful on the inside and out.
So but we need proper rest. We need proper rest, and we need proper nutrient eating and getting what we need to do, because you don't get the proper rest, the proper nutrition, you hour all day long. When you're trying to hour, you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be very uncomfortable. So just like getting up and taking a cold shower before you leave outside, you be everything nice and cool, and you'll be all right. But anyway, preparing yourself for, and let's talk about this island again. I love island because you don't know what the Lord has for you in that day. You realize God, because you can be in a super rush, and you might run into an individual that day that needs a conversation with you.
And while you're in that idle mode, you're ready for it.
You're ready for it. You might, but you're in such a rush, and you don't know how to prepare yourself for that individual. And you say, "Oh, I don't know what to tell this young man or this young lady." And you be done said a few things out of your mouth just to get them out of the way. Then somewhere down the road, this individual got in a car crash or something happens, and you saw the news. I just got to talk to this young individual, and I told him all the wrong stuff because you was in a rush. You didn't want to out. So,
okay, but let me go back. You said something that was very important, which I want everybody to understand. We are all designed differently. You said a diesel car is designed one way. Those big rigs or even diesel trucks, they're not designed to turn on and off and on. So you have to know what you're designed to do. A lot of us are trying to duplicate other types of vehicles. Some of us are designed to be electric vehicles. Some of us are designed to be, old school cars. Some of us are designed to be a more modern version of a vehicle. But the thing is, know what you're designed to do and what are your boundaries. Now, I do understand that there's nothing impossible about it, but what is your physical vehicle designed to do? A lot of times we're trying to take on too much, and we don't want a team, and we don't want people around us. So it is key when you're jumping in to this relationship experience with us, we are going to be bringing people who talks about these connections, how you can make sure you have these things in place with your finances so that you have other income coming in, so you're not focused and anxious about one thing, having people coming in about your fitness, have people coming in about your own dedication and determination to what you design. And we're going to talk about actually how making sure we keep our connection with God in that spiritual place. So on this journey, and this is, we get ready to wrap this up in less than 5 minutes and 5 seconds, because I don't want you all to be long and you can't go back and watch it and replay and share. But I want you to make sure that you understand all idling isn't bad, but understand the dangers of idling. The dangers of idling, if you have not put the maintenance in place, and that means check your fluid, check your rest, and all of those things, you can overheat your car and burn it up. And a lot of us are overheating and burning up our cars because we stay in one place too long. We're stagnant and stuck and complacent, and we have burnt up to the point that we feel like we don't have any dreams, we don't have any desires, we don't have any goals. So the thing is, we need to go in and get the maintenance done so we can get connections, so that we can go back and fuel our dreams and fuel our desires and get fully charged for this next season coming up. Because all of us have the ability to prosper and move along.
That's exactly right. But the ingredients for all this that my wife discussed for it to come together, the main ingredients is understand yourself. That's the main ingredients. That's the first recipe of anything, because you have to understand what you carry around. If you don't understand what you carry around mentally or physically or spiritually, none of this is going to work. So you have to use that island. When you're talking about island, use that island to figure who you are. Because when you come to this Congress that we get ready to have, if you don't understand yourself, you don't know what you can around. We can talk to you or someone else will talk to you all day long, but what they're gonna do is this is gonna be closed up, and this other is gonna be closed up, and your brain is gonna be, like my dad said, gonna be locked in park because you won't understand nothing. So kind of figure out who you are.
Well, okay. Let me say, determine the reason why you come.
Okay.
That's how. Yeah. Why are you coming? What in your life do you need? You don't want to experience any more lacking. We talk about the areas of your life that you don't want to feel stuck in anymore.
Stuck. Stuck. Okay.
Talk about the areas that you have stagnation in. When you can identify these areas and come to this experience ready to have the conversation, to ask the questions, and most importantly, to do the work so that you can move through these things, that is the key for showing up to this experience, because you're ready to do the work to make that shift through to your next and come out fully charged to be able to do it, to be exposed to different people, to actually have the tools put in place to do these things. So I know we missed last Sunday, but I don't want to go over still. So if you have some more questions, you see it in the live or the replay later on, definitely send us a DM, an inbox. But if this is something that you know is for you and you want to bring your friends, definitely go to the relationshipservicestation.com and go to the events page. Take a look at it. What's going on? And if you're not in Georgia, there is an opportunity for you to grab you a virtual seat. So take advantage of this, because of course it's limited seating. We are not in a stadium seating so that we can accept tickets forever. So grab your seats, grab your tickets, and understand that we will be there for 32 hours. 32 hours. We are giving you 32 hours of ourselves to really pour into you all and give you some tips. So you got something to say before we tell them bye-bye?
On the way this is gonna work, like I always say, we need input. Your input is very important. We need input. That's the only way we can span this thing. That's the only thing that'll make us help you, and like you can help us, because we need input. We make suggestions to us. We need to look at this, check into this, and that will help us grow, and that'll help you grow. So this is a team effort.
Us team helping your team, whether you're a solopreneur, whether you come as a group with your business team, whether you come as a couple, as a team, however the team that you present yourself, how you show up, we will be strengthening that team. So look forward to you all, and we will see you here, right here, again in the studio on Sunday. Give a little bit more input talking about what will be going on later on this evening. Will be an additional announcement, new speaker, new partner, look at what's going on, jump on the page, and definitely join us.